Hello and welcome to Chill Game Build, the channel where you come to chill and where I play video games, build Lego and repair gadgets. This is episode 7 of my build and review series. In the last episode I built this set 60253, the Lego City ice cream truck. And in this episode I will build and review this set 75344, Boba Fett Starship Microfighter from the Lego Star Wars range. Before I begin, I will explain how this video has been broken down into 4 sections. Firstly, I will show you some details about the set. Then you can see a quick time lapse of the build process. We will then have a look at some web reviews, and finally I will share my own opinions. So make yourself comfortable and enjoy the video. So here are the details on the lego.com website for set 75344 Boba Fett Starship Microfighter. This set retails for £8.99 here in the UK. It contains 85 pieces, which works out to be about 10.6 pence per piece, and has an age recommendation of 6 years up. So here are some features. We've got micro scale version of Boba Fett Starship, gives kids a cool introduction to the Lego Star Wars universe with an easy to build starship and a Boba Fett Lego minifigure. Epic Microfighter combos. This buildable toy playset combines other Lego Star Wars microfighters to open up extra action play possibilities. So here we have the Boba Fett Lego minifigure. Boba has a blaster and a jetpack element for creative play. Adjustable wings, position the wings for flight and landing. Nice. And 2 flick shooters. Activate the shooters to attack enemy starfighters. Cool. Let's see my first impressions. So just some first impressions. Looks really simple. Tiny little build, to be fair. 85 pieces. Doesn't seem a lot for the cost. However, does look like what it's supposed to be. A little narrow. I feel like it should be a little wider in terms of the scale. Colours look fine. Nothing too out of the ordinary. The flick shooters sticking out a little bit at the back. Yeah, lays down nicely. Cockpit opens. Looks like you can only sit up in that one position. It just about fits in there. But yeah, not bad. Obviously you got the little play features, and looks like it will easily be able to swoosh, and doesn't look like it will fall apart, which is good. So yeah, happy so far. Let's build. Here is the finished piece. Before I share my opinions, let's see what customers have said about this online. Please note, I usually try to target the 2, 3 and 4 star reviews, of which are not incentivized, to get what I hope are more balanced opinions and comments. Starting here with Lego.com, this set averaged 4.6, a little lower than what I'm used to seeing here. This 2-star review from NaCl, aka sodium chloride, aka salt, thanks Google, gave it 2 out of 5, and they said, "It's disarming how the re-armoured Boba Fetts have just carried on the same issue as other iterations of Boba in the last several years. It cannot be that hard to make the helmet and jetpack the right colour. This is such an iconic figure and yet it still looks bad. At minimum, the torso print and other armour should be consistent colour, as this just highlights the problem. We need more LEGO set developers that care about character details, like the ones who knew the franchise well enough to put Vice Admiral Sloane in a set. Withstanding this, the ship itself looks pretty good for the size and is well constructed. This probably the cheapest way you're going to get a Boba Fett." Over here on Amazon.co.uk, this set averaged 4.7 out of 5 from over 200 ratings. And this 4-star review that was translated from German I found quite useful. It's by Simon E, and they said, "A good set that is quite close to the movie template. Thanks to the good instructions, this is also easy for 5-year-olds to assemble. Would give a full 5 stars, but the screams were unfortunately big because the rockets have no flight characteristics. You push them out of the holder and they fall down." That's what the little man said. He said they would not work at all and began to cry. What am I supposed to say? Unfortunately, I don't understand the concept either. Either they should be firmly built in or better shoot them out. That's not fish nor meat. Not sure on that phrase there, but it was translated from German, so let me know if that is a general German phrase. Anyway, yeah, I think that was a good review. Sometimes the flicked fire missiles are a bit fiddly and tricky to shoot out. I find that you really have to put some flick force into it, which, yeah, I don't think little kids would really understand. Anyway, over to Brickset.com. Here is Brickset.com. I like the reviews here. Generally, they tend to be more critical, and they also offer a bit of education and history. So this review is by Captain Rex 101, and they said, "Microfighters were officially introduced in 2014, although the range originated 2 years earlier with products developed for conventions. These notably include the Mini Slave 1, available from Star Wars Celebration in 2012. There it is, there in that little picture. Remarkably, this vessel was never revisited until now. 75344 Boba Fett's Starship Microfighter greatly improves upon the previous design, taking full advantage of the broader selection of curved slopes and wedge slopes available today. The accompanying minifigure is very desirable too." And to add to that minifigure, I like what they've put here, because there were a fair few complaints on the other reviews that I found where people weren't happy with the colours of the helmet and jetpack as compared to the body plate. But here they explained, "The minifigure originally appeared in 75312 Boba Fett's Starship," that one there, "and features stunning detail, although the sand green helmet has monopolised discussion. Dark green would arguably be more accurate, but has presumably been avoided because the colour would appear too dark and LEGO would be unable to highlight, or should I say shade, darker sections of the cheeks." So I think that's fair enough. Those were a few web reviews, and from different perspectives that I found most interesting. Over to my impressions. So here is my opinion of Boba Fett's Starship Microfighter, set 75344. I will start with what I think are 3 pros and 3 cons. Then I will rate it as a whole based on play experience, build experience and value for money. So the pros, I'll start here with it being a solid build. This chibified starship is very well put together. was concerned about the twin blasters at the bottom here being a bit loose, but no, they're held in pretty well. You know, even when you're swishing it about, or if it takes a couple of knocks, it's not going to fall apart anytime soon. Also, Boba inside, he's not even studded in when sitting in his flying position. Bit of rattle, but he's not going anywhere either. If I was to be critical though, if you pinch the set just here, you can see a couple of studs do pop out, and yeah, can be a little weak just there. But other than that, build is very well put together. And I thought maybe around here it could have been loose, but definitely very secure. My second pro being the 2 seating positions. So we've got his flying seating position here, but also I didn't really know this was possible until I tried it. You can also sit in the ship while it's landed too. I think that's great. And it's also good that it accommodates his jetpack and helmet in both positions as well. So there is space for Boba to sit without having to take off any of his equipment. So really good design, really well thought out and planned. And the third pro, I like the sideways building techniques that the creator used. So there's a couple here on these sides here at the bottom, and especially these here, the 2x2 tiles with bow in earth green, they're just held on there sideways. Really just adds that finishing touch and great detail. So yeah, those are the pros. On to the cons for this set. I'll start with the build time. So this took about 10 minutes to build, so you know, I had it put together in no time. You know, small piece count, short build time. So in that case, that's not the fun side of it. It's fun to look at, and yeah, it's got a few play features, so fun to play with, and it's swooshable. But definitely the build time and I suppose build experience, which I'll rate later, definitely a con, if I'm being honest. The second one, I would say the gun storage. So the weapon storage here for Boba, this is the only place I can really put it, other than going without. So yeah, nowhere to put his weapons, which is a shame. It would have been nice to have somewhere to holster it up, or a little bit of storage maybe down here, but due to the scale, yeah, it would be really hard to implement that. And finally, I would say the stabilizer fins. They don't move automatically, you know, they don't use the power of gravity like the bigger sets do. You do have to move them by hand. So I thought it would have been more fun if they could have implemented that. But obviously being such a small set, it might have been difficult, I suppose, to squeeze that in. You couldn't really put an axle in all the way across at the back because you can see those pieces just there. So if they were included, if it was built that way, then so you wouldn't be able to fit him in with his jetpack. So yeah, those are the cons. So how would I rate this set? Well, for the play experience, it gets a 3 out of 5 from me. It's solid enough for swooshing, easy enough to get the minifig in and out, but I'm not keen on the flick fire missiles. It's difficult to hold the set and aim them at the same time, resulting in some inconsistent shooting, so sometimes they'll just drop out or they'll go flying. So 3 out of 5 for the play experience. For the build experience, I'd also give this a 3 out of 5. It was fun to put together. You build the bottom slash back first, and then you build the front separately and attach them together. And as I mentioned, I do like the sideways building techniques that just finish off the set and add a bit of integrity to it and a bit of detail. But it was over way too soon, so that's why it just drags down to a 3 out of 5. And lastly, the value for money, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. So all threes. Value for money, it's £8.99 here in the UK. That's 10.6 pence per piece, and that's £8.99 per minifigure. So over on brickinsights.com, the average price per part for Star Wars sets is 14 cents, and this works out at 11.8 cents, so pretty good. And of course, price per minifig is $20.46 on average for the Star Wars sets, and this one being $9.99 over in the States. That's good. So yeah, Star Wars sets are more on the expensive side, the price per part spectrum. However, it's one of the cheapest ways to get hold of a Boba Fett minifig. So yeah, overall this set gets 3 out of 5. It's solid enough. Got the flip fire missiles for play and the fins. You can load and unload the minifigs quite easily. So yeah, it's good for kids, good for collectors alike. If you're someone who's interested in Star Wars like me, I'd say it's worth picking up. And before I go, here are the remaining pieces, spares. Here is the piece count. Thanks for watching my build review video. If you enjoy my content, please like, comment and subscribe. I would really appreciate your feedback so I can continue to improve the quality of my content. This has been Chill Game Build. Stay tuned for the next one. Over and out. Peace.